Hi, it's Candy. Welcome to the channel. So glad to have you, whether you have been in our YouTube family for a while or if you're just joining us, welcome. Today we're going to do a YouTube series on... Here, I'm going to start my timer first. Okay, guys, let me tell you real quickly. I literally just went and got another new battery because I have refilmed the start of this video so many times I can't even tell you. Somebody's putting up a good fight so that we don't get this video up, which is just crazy. But we are going to do today how to set up your planner. This isn't a series of basic, like back to planner basic videos. I think the world of planning has just exploded so much, and people have, I mean, they've loved it, they've jumped in, they've joined, but I also think, and actually based on some of your comments, I feel that people want to understand the principles of a planner, how they can get it to work for them. I do think there is a large group of people that are wanting the foundational information about planners. And so that's why we're doing this back to planner basics. So again, today, how to set up your planner. So we've talked about how to select a planner. We've talked about why size might matter and the type of planner that you have selected. Here's my disclaimer, this is a Franklin planner in the classic size. A Franklin planner in the classic size. No, I am not sponsored by Franklin. I don't ever even hear anything from Franklin. I don't know. I mean, I would like to have some sort of tie with them almost because I love their planners. I think they are fabulous, but it's like in no way am I affiliated with them. This is just the planner I like. Franklin planner. I don't even know the name of my binder, but it is in the classic size. Okay, so there are two ways of setting up your planner that I feel I can recommend to you and that are really good ways to start. Now, the way I learned this was to put 3 months worth of daily planning pages in your planner. So we're in August, right? We're in August, right? Oh, it's crazy. Okay, so that would be having July pages, which I don't have in here. We'll talk about that in a minute. It would mean having August's daily pages in here, and it would mean having September's daily pages, right? So that's how I learned, and that's actually what I did for a while. It met my needs very well during the time whenever I was doing it like that. Just what I have found since then is I don't personally need the previous month's worth of daily pages in there. I don't need it now. So what I do now is the other way that I would suggest that might work for you. I keep the month that we're in, I keep those daily pages, and then I also keep the next month's daily pages. And that's how I set up my daily pages. I keep the current month and I keep the coming months, their daily pages, okay? And that works really well for me. I don't need a million daily pages in there. So that's how I do it. But the other thing note is I do have numerous month at a glance pages in here, okay? So I did keep, well, I thought I kept July's in here. I guess I didn't. So I have the August month at a glance. I have September month at a glance, and then I actually have kind of next quarters. Through the end of the year, I have those monthly month at a glance. So I can go to these pages, and then I can go into the future with my planning. Okay? So that's how I do that part of it. Now, actually, yesterday, I set up an appointment for January. And actually, I already have appointments set in January. I do that on my phone, and I could go put January in here real easily. I'm not making any additions to this binder at this moment. I'll fill you in on that later. But I don't want January appointments on this phone. I do a lot when I'm out and about. I do not carry this with me. I make any appointments on my phone. I come home, the phone goes to here, and that's how I transfer those appointments for way in the future. I hope that makes sense. I hope I wasn't confusing there. Always put appointments first in your month at a glance pages, and then you can book out far. And then you move from your month at a glance, the end of the month, which is almost here, you'll go in and start working on your September, and you'll move these appointments that you've got here, you'll move those into your days. And the same thing, see, I've got a couple things in October, nothing in November right now, nothing in December. Those will start to fill up fast, won't they? So as long as you've got them on your monthly, then you can work those into your dailies really easily. So that's kind of how I do that. And I think those are two wonderful options if you're not used to a planning system, okay? At some point, you will begin to develop which system you like the best. Okay, so here's what I always had and still have a hard time with is when I'm watching something and I don't get any details. I mean, if somebody's going to give me a plan, I want the details. I got to have details. I've got to know. But then I have to put it in place to see what I think of that. So at some point, it's going to be important that you pick up information that you have heard and learned and put it to use to see how it fits in, and whether that is something that works for you, whether that's successful for you, and whether that helps for you also. At some point, and just hear my heart when I say this, at some point it's time to stop watching the setup videos on YouTube, and it's time to start working in your planner. We have so much access to so much wonderful information, but most of the time it's overload. And it's easier to sit down and watch a video than it is to sit down and work in your planner. And that's not good. It's really important to put it to work for you in your planner. I will tell you without a doubt that when stuff is running around inside of your head, well, I said without a doubt, I can't do that, because I will tell you without a doubt, for me, when it's all running around in my head, it is just jumbled up around in there, and it's driving me crazy, and I'm getting a little bit breathless. Like yesterday, my husband and I were both thinking we were a week later into the month. I mean, we were both frantic because of stuff that needed to be done. So we were we were lost. When it gets out of your head, into your plan, onto the paper, it makes so much more sense and it looks so much better. Okay, so we were traveling yesterday. I didn't have my date book. It's okay. I don't write in my date book when we're in the car anyway, because it's just, I don't get good looks. It doesn't look well anyway. But I had so many things to write down that were all jumbled up there in my head. I wrote up these 5x8 cards, it's in the vicinity of those measurements. But this was things that needed to be done today. These are just some other things that needed to be done. Here is things I needed to do in the studio. Here was the Target list we should have done yesterday. We didn't get to go to Target. That's why I never have Target hauls. I don't know. Can you see that? Okay. Here are orders I needed to place on Etsy. Some of those have been done. Some of them haven't. These are long-term projects that I'm working on. I have some Instagram stuff. These are home project, not office, but home. We didn't get poor little Braz his treats. We did come home and work on the garage till the wee hours, and these are what we did with some things that I was sure we wouldn't remember this morning. Anyway, those are things that are all running around in my mind. Now, when I was in the car, I could work on those things, and I can come home today and get them integrated where they need to be. But they have got to be integrated into here, because even on these little guys, I can lose these in a heartbeat. They can end up in the trash. They can end up everywhere. So those have to end up in here for this to be successful and for me to be able to get them done. Okay? So when you get this to this place, I'm sorry, I'm going to try to take a drink real quick. You know I got to have my water. Okay, so when you get this to this place, and you've decided how many months worth of daily papers you want in here, worth of daily pages, and you are at this point, and you are marked on Wednesday, August 23rd in your date book, then this is another thing that I do that helps me in a block of time. Okay, so I use page markers a lot. Now I also use Franklin Planner page dividers a lot. I guess that's what that's called. Sometimes I make them, sometimes I don't. I always have a page marker on today's date. That helps me tremendously. I always have a page marker on Monday of the coming week. And I always have a page marker on the new month. Now my reasoning behind that is I want to know what day we're on. Really, sometimes I get confused. And then if I'm going to have an appointment, if I'm going to set up an appointment, most likely at this point, I'm going to be looking at next week. So instead of flipping through the pages, I have got my page marker at Monday of next week. If I can flip to Monday of next week, I can find Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday pretty quickly. And the same thing with, if I'm going to schedule something in September, I'm going to flip to my next page marker, which is going to be in September. Here I will look at what I've got just month at a glance, and then I can go to my September pages also. So that's why I keep my page markers, how I keep those. That's why I keep them the way I keep them. Again, it is another system that works for me. Okay, I might have to wrap this up because it looks like low battery. That's why I do it that way. It's a system that works for me. Start out using a system, develop it into your own that works really, really well for you. Okay? Okay. Write everything in your planner. Write everything in your planner. Start writing everything in your planner. And it's just, if you have everything all right there, it will work for you and you will love it. I want to tell you, take time to plan. Plan to plan. John Maxwell said that. And if you can do that, make a special time, plan a time to plan, and that'll turn your planning life and your appointment life and your family, and that'll turn your life around too whenever you get it scheduled and you've got it down and you can go, oh my gosh, looking at it on paper isn't nearly the way it felt running around inside my head. If this cuts off, I'm going to end it where it cuts off, okay? And I'll just pick up on the next video. You can also add more function to your paper by utilizing, to your planner, by utilizing these front pockets here. These are all cute stuff. I like cute in my pockets, but you also could put sticky notes. You also could put the little tab stickers. You could put some bigger size notes. You could add tabs and tags. You could put extra paper clips or page markers or whatever. You can get more function and more use out of here. I usually do pretty, but I am going to try to do some more functional things whenever I do my, whenever I move to a different planner, okay? So, what we're going to do now as we move into the next video, I'm either going to do it on creative avoidance, or I'm going to do how to daily plan in your planner. So we've got a couple of other ones that have been requested and I hope worked really well, and we know time's going to run out anyway. So thank you so much for spending your time with me. I appreciate that. You guys know that I love you and I think you are wonderful. And I appreciate all your comments on these videos. So keep tuning in. We'll keep on trucking it out, and I will see you next time, okay? Thanks again. Bye.